Status of execution, with getting the drugs and all that, where do we stand?
We're at a standstill. Ohio law provides only one way of execution, and that is lethal injection. Our Department of Rehabilitation and Corrections cannot get the drugs. And there is a very legitimate fear that I have, and they have, that if drugs are used in a lethal injection execution, and those drugs come from a company, a drug company that has warned us that if we use their drugs in an execution, they will cut off the drugs to the state, to our psychiatric hospitals, to our veterans' homes. That's a risk that, as governor, I simply cannot take.
Are you, as part of that, are you seeking an alternative means of execution, or do we just have a de facto moratorium on the death penalty?
Well, unless something different occurs, we are certainly at a standstill in regard to executions. I would say that when we talk about public safety, because that's really what the general topic is public safety. There's nothing more important than going after repeat violent offenders and locking them up. That's the best bet to make communities safer. Dayton would be an example. 10 people died early morning hours of August 4th. A horrible, horrible tragedy. Up to that time, and we don't talk that much about it, 14 or 15 people were killed that year prior to that in Dayton by gun violence. And I would bet, I haven't looked back at every single one of them, but I would bet that the vast, vast majority of the assailants who committed those crimes were repeat violent offenders. And so Strong Ohio, getting back to Strong Ohio, one of the component parts that we don't talk a lot about, or at least has not got a lot of discussion, it says that we're going to have much tougher penalties for people who've already been convicted of violent offenses, and then they continue, they're found with a gun, even though they've been told by the judge, they've been told by their probation officer, they've been told maybe by the prison authorities when they got out, you can't have a gun, and they insist on having that gun and going through and being found in the neighborhood with that gun, being able to pull them out, charge them with that, get them convicted, and separate them from the community is going to save a lot of lives. That's the type thing that we have to concentrate on in Ohio to make our communities safer.